All right. Good morning. Today I'd like to talk to you about torque wrenches. I went to Howlett Motor Racing Circuit yesterday with a couple of friends. Great guys. Enjoyed having, getting to spend time out there, doing race car stuff with them. But one of my buddies went to torque the lug nuts on his Miata, and as I was watching, I realized he was using his torque wrench wrong. Now, if you know about the click type torque wrenches, they basically tell you just push down until it clicks and you're good. That's why these have a reputation for being inaccurate. The beam type torque wrenches, you can see exactly what your torque is. But as I was watching him, he was doing like that. Now, did you see what was wrong there? After it clicked, he was still pushing down. You don't want to do that with a click type torque wrench. As soon as it clicks, you're done. Get the weight off as fast as you can. For one, you don't want to stress the spring in there. It's meant to click at a certain torque, and you don't want to push past that. And the second thing is, you're getting an inaccurate torque. You're torquing it till it clicks, but then if you go further, you're torquing it further. And he was telling me he was torquing his lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds, and we had some issues with the lug nuts coming loose, and he wanted to tighten them. Well, I set the torque wrench to a higher torque value, and they were still tight. It was clicking at that torque. So, whenever I was a first-term airman in the Air Force, I knew how to use a torque wrench because I'd been to school and VOTEC and whatnot, and I went to torque lug nuts on a generator. And one of my mentors, Gary Barry, looked at me and said, "You're doing that wrong." What do you mean I'm doing it wrong? You push till it clicks. At the time, he was working for Fred Jones Ford downtown, where they rebuilt engines all day, and he was schooled on how to use a torque wrench. And he chewed my butt up and down until I got it right. When you push, you need, not necessarily let go, but you need to be off that quick. So I've got this. I preset this to 80 foot-pounds. I didn't want y'all to see me having to get my glasses out and read the numbers and whatnot. Not that I'm embarrassed about reading, using glasses. It's just tedious. It takes a while for me to see that. But you want to be off it as soon as it clicks. Now, another thing I see people do is they'll do like that. That doesn't get you a good torque. You're pushing past it and letting off immediately. That's not good. You want a nice smooth push until it clicks, and then you're off. Very easy. It's that fast. And then once you're done, you're going to go around again. Now, engineers tell you everything has a torque. Everything has a torque value. Your trim screws have a torque value. I can guarantee you as a dealer technician, I almost never used a torque wrench. That right there. That's what I torqued wheels with. It's probably not as accurate, but it's good enough. When it came to brake parts, I never used a torque wrench on brake calipers. We didn't have the time for that. It's tedious. As a technician, you develop a feel for what's tight enough, and that's what we went with. So everything has a torque value. It's not always necessary. If you're new to wrenching, I would definitely try using a torque wrench on the caliper bolts and stuff. But you have to be careful how you use your torque wrench. If you keep leaning on it after it clicks, you're gonna be over torqued. Now, whenever you're done with your torque wrench, always return it down to its minimum setting. Always. If you leave it set at your 80 foot-pounds that you torque your wheels to, and you set it in your drawer, and 6 months later you get out your torque wrench again, it's not going to have the same torque value. It's had that spring under tension for 6 months, and it's going to lose some of its tension. So always store at your minimum torque value. Okay, so I've got the setup here. I've got this fixture here. Whenever you get a torque wrench out and you want to use it, you're supposed to cycle it a few times before you use it. Just in case there's any crust in here or whatnot, it'll knock it off. This is just three, I've got a 1/4 inch, 3/8 and a 1/2 inch drive socket all welded to this plate, got it in my vise. So when you want to measure foot-pounds, you want to make sure that if you want to calibrate your torque wrench, say you set it at 100 foot-pounds. So you would measure from the center point of where this goes into your socket to a foot out and put a 100-pound weight on it. And if it clicks right at 100 pounds, if it clicks on 99, it doesn't click on 100, it clicks right at 100, then you know you got it right. So I've got this weight down here that was in the back of Roscoe, my free truck, whenever I got it from Ricky Bobby. And I haven't asked him yet if he needs it back. I need to ask him. But I weighed this. I used my bathroom scale because that's what I have available. If you have a certified scale, you want to use a certified scale, or like one of the doctor scales that has the, that doesn't come out of calibration because it uses the weight on the lever. Anyways, if you can get an accurate reading of the weight of this, you can use this weight. So I've measured a foot, and it comes out to about here, and that's a slick surface, but there's this nice groove right here on the end of the torque wrench, and that's 15 inches away. 15 inches is 1.25 feet. So 61 pounds times 1.25 is 76.5 pounds. So using this 61 pound weight, I can put 76.5 pounds of force at this point. If I put it here, it would be 61 pounds of force. I'm getting more leverage by putting it further out. So I'm setting the torque wrench higher than that 61 pounds. I'm setting it 76.5 because that's 1.25 times 61. So if set at 65 foot-pounds, this clicks whenever I put the weight on it, it's set right, we think. I then have to check it at 77 and make sure that it doesn't click. So this is set at, oh man, I can't see. Get the light from the camera here. That's set at 70. So here is 76. You want this as level as you can. It's a little up angle right now, but that's about the best I can get. There's not enough teeth in there to get it level. And I tried kicking this up, but the vise couldn't handle it. So lift with your knees, not with your back. Okay, it clicked at 76. Now let's go up to 77. And it shouldn't click. I'd use your light from the camera to see my markings. If the manufacturers felt froggy, they could dip a little paint in there and, you'd be able to see them better, but, that might cost a couple cents, so they won't do it. What's the point of having the economy of scale if you're not going to do that? Oh, that wasn't it clicking, that was the weight. Okay, so you see it held it for a while there and then all of a sudden clicked. So this torque wrench is set correctly. Oh, I shouldn't have left it sitting there on that weight for a minute. Okay, so now that I'm done, I'll take my torque wrench and I'm going to return it to the minimum setting before I stick it back in its little holder. There's 10. There we go, 10 foot-pounds. So I hope you learned something. I hope that your wrenching skills are improved by this. Have a wonderful day.